Hey, this is Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies, and you're watching Chaos TV.
Hi Mike, and welcome to Chaos TV.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you're just about to start the European tour in here in Helsinki with Slipknot. So how much are you looking forward to the tour?
A lot. I think one of the things we just were in the States, and we did in Canada, did a bunch of shows with them, and it went really well. And I think it's interesting because like when I was little, I went to shows. You don't know all the stuff going on behind and after and behind the scenes and stuff, and what it takes to do a show. But you know, they got really good people that work with them, and it, you know, you sit there and you go like, hey, it's kind of like a family organization, and everybody tries to use that word family, but it's a word, it doesn't have the meaning, and it's good to be. So when I get here, there's all the people I haven't seen, hey, what's up, and you're, you know, hugging everybody, and as I said, it feels like there's sunshine in Finland, so that's a great thing to be able to be a part of something, and then to have an opportunity to be here and play in front of a lot of people that would probably never hear us otherwise. You got to feel pretty lucky.
You already played some shows in US with Slipknot, so how are the fans accepting you? Because your music obviously differs from Slipknot quite a lot.
I think one of the things is that in general, when people have a favorite band, I think it's kind of like they, in a sense, they might feel like they're cheating on their girlfriend if they like the other band. Kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, is it okay if I like them and stuff? And you know, we're fortunate that there's a few amount of people that like us, and I think also that a lot of people, you know, they've seen the name, but you know, maybe their friends weren't into it or that type of situation, and so it gives them an opportunity to check it out, and they probably gone to another show that we did, and so they're there, and you can't like something unless you've seen it, exposed to it, and you know, we've always said since we started, I appreciate the opportunity playing in front of people, because that's how people that are into the band a lot, because they first heard it, and that's how people hate us, and either one is fine, you know. We like it when people have strong opinions.
True. In Finland, at least from what I've heard, people are super like stoked for you to be here.
Well, I think too the other part is that we weren't announced originally, so you know, some people I think were pretty happy, and some people are like, what the fuck is Suicidal on there for? And that makes me happy too. Yeah,
yeah. It was surprising for me too.
Yeah. So you know, like I said, we go out there, and at the end of the day, we do our thing. We like what we do, and you know, it's more the music. Our whole point is we're not here to be a band. We're to tell people whatever you do it with your heart. Get out there and do it the best you can. People won't always like it. People won't always understand it. A lot of times people won't want to like it before they ever heard it and stuff. A lot of times it's hard for people to sit there and go, wow, I actually like this, and I've never paid any attention to this band. So it makes them kind of feel bad about themselves, so to speak. But, you know, you get out there, you do it, and no one's going to stop us.
True. So talking a bit more about other bands, there has been a lot of talking recently about what will happen to rock and metal in the future. So how do you see the future of metal and other genres? Like, will there ever be such iconic stars in the future, like now there are Ozzy and
not the way people are going about it. The thing about Ozzy is that he just did what he did, you know, and he got up there and he didn't try to be anybody else. I think the problem with most people now is they're trying to be somebody else. They're mimicking what they think other people would like rather than doing what they like, and you know, it's a totally different kind of a tangent, but before we did our first record, one of my friends came over and said, you know, Mike, you're doing a record, but that's not music, you know. You don't think people will like that stuff, and listen to the radio, do what you know, you can do that. And I go, I don't like what's on the radio. Why would I do that? And I don't care if people like it. It's more important that I like it. And I think too many people are worried about what other people liked rather than what they like. And I think in general, it's like there's a point where, you know, people, it's why, as my dad said, it's not what you do, it's why you do it. And the majority of people, I think what they're doing it in hopes that people like them. And So that's the wrong way about going anything. You go out there, do something that you believe. I think like the Sex Pistols or anybody, they went out there, they weren't doing it to be liked, they did their thing. And I think all the bands that I truly like, they weren't sitting there and going like, it's like they almost act like politicians. Ooh, if I say this, how is that going to go over? You know, it's like, go out there, do your thing, and don't worry about it.
Do you think the music scene needs these kinds of icons?
Nah, because it's, you know, it's like Justin Bieber. You know, do you need a heavy metal Justin Bieber? Some people think so, but what's the difference? You know what I mean? I think you need kids that are fucking from the streets that are going, fuck you, but they have a little bit of intelligence. So that when people try to attack them, then they turn it around and people don't know what just happened. I've always liked edge. I've always liked people that are like, we call it snap, things that snap, things that, you know, you can't just sit there and TV to watch. Videos are something that you can just like watch and that's cool, but you just sit there and watch it. But there's that thing when something snaps where you're like, oh shit, what's going on? When it gets your adrenaline going. That's what I think music should be. It should be something like that. It shouldn't be controlled and contrived. It should be out of control.
Mm-hmm. True. So I'm aware that, you know, Lemmy's passed. So what were your own first thoughts when you heard about it? And was Lemmy a big thing for you?
Well, we just did, they did that motorboat cruise, and we were just on it, and he didn't look good. And, I mean, a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, I love this person, that. I wasn't a big metal person, and so I wasn't really familiar. I was like a lot of people. I knew Ace of Spades, but I wasn't really into a lot of those music. I got into music because of punk rock, and that motivated me because there was a couple punk rock bands I liked and a whole bunch I did not like. But I realized you try to go to kind of go to the level of what you like and why you like things and stuff. But you know, you when someone dies, you're supposed to say good things, but it was sad on the boat because he shouldn't have been there, you know. And I think that there's people that, you know, there's something to be said going out the way you want, but you know what? It was like he wasn't healthy, hadn't been for a while. They've been canceling shows, and as a person, that's not someone that was in my family. I'd want them to be treated. So people won't like it, but I shouldn't say anything. But that's what I feel like, you know.
Yeah, I saw them play last summer, and yeah, I gotta say it wasn't perfect anymore. But it's kind of sad. Yeah. So anyway, happier things.
I appreciate anybody. I mean, on the good side, that spend so much of their time in their life to do music and to give things for other people. But I think there's also, as I was saying earlier, even with like Slipknot and the crew and all the other stuff around, I think there's people that around him that probably should feel pretty bad because they didn't handle it right.
True. So your latest album with Suicidal Tendencies, entitled 13, was released in 2013. So what kind of future plans do you have with the band, or do you have anything planned already?
I think doing some of these tours and stuff, and with, you know, situation in America and things like that, sometimes you surprisingly think you have something to say and you want to say it your way. And so I think there'll be a new Suicidal record very soon.
Very soon?
Yeah.
Can you expand?
Wow, I wish I could. Put it this way, I'm running on 2 hours sleep for the last month or so I've been working. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
You're also very active on your solo career. So your latest was released in 2011. So when is it time for Psycho Michael to return with a new studio album?
I think kind of throwing it all into Suicidal, doing a new Suicidal, and doing a record that, I mean, a lot of times when people, what's the purpose of doing a record? You know what I mean? And to me, if I could get across what I want, I'd want to do a record that if I was 18 or so, and I heard in a situation and I was in America right now or around the world, I go, yeah, that motherfucker's telling what I need to hear. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna take my path from it. You know, plant the seed and then, you know, let it grow from there. So, you know, I'm not 18. I'm not gonna act like I'm 18. I'm not gonna talk like I'm 18. But I got kids and that are younger than that. But you know, I got my opinions, and I want people to have their opinions, but I want them to have their opinions because they've taken the time to educate themselves, to know what's going on, and not just jump off with the reaction, but to really feel confident and strong in what they're doing and their beliefs, and be comfortable with not taking an opinion that the majority like, or be comfortable when they believe in something to stand up for it.
Do you feel like right now you should focus on suicidal tendencies?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. I think it's, you know, people always talk about it, but I think there's that one last record that, you know, I think that's important, and for a lot of reasons. And you know, I'm not one of the persons that, you know, I could go anywhere in the world, watch for a while, and I could piss people off. It's easy to piss people off, but it's hard to piss people off because you're right. You know, it's hard to piss people off and get them to admit, you know what, fuck that dude, but he's right. You know what I mean? Fuck, I wish he didn't fucking say that. Fucking asshole. But he's right. And, you know, I think that's the thing. It's easy to be there when someone's down. Like, oh, that's messed up. That's lame. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, I was always taught, nah, dude, what the fuck do you expect? You do that shit, what do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean? You fucked up. Now fucking, you know, make it right. And so it's a different way of thinking about things. And but that's the way I grew up. And I think maybe a few people would be better off to have a little bit of a taste of that.
Cool. That sounds very awesome. All right. Anyway, that was all of my questions. So if you have something you would like to say for your fans, then the mic is free.
Okay. This is what you always do. Have to do this.
Bring it on.
I have trouble saying people's names here, trying to read things or something. So give me something good to say in Finland. I'm going to try to say it. It's going to sound so effing funny because I ain't going to be able to say it. So give me a good Finnish saying. Something.
Haistakaa kaikki vittu.
Whoa! Shit, man! I have never done that in my life, and I would not. Whoa. Okay, wait. What's it? One more time?
Haistakaa.
Haistakaa.
Kaikki.
Vittu.
Vittu. With me.
Okay, one more time. Let's try to say it all together. Haistakaa. Kaikki.
Vittu.
Me too. Haistakaa. Me too. Kaikki. That's what you do. Make fun of people trying to speak Finnish. One more time. I'm gonna get this.
Haistakaa.
Haistakaa. That sounds Japanese. Haistakaa. Oh, doshiga. Doshiga.
Haistakaa kaikki vittu.
Haistakaa kaikki vittu. And don't forget it. And what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't tell you.
Oh, you don't tell me? Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much. She's like, going, what the hell is going on here? I'm giving Finnish lessons. You know what I mean? I'm teaching people how to speak Finnish, you know? I'm trying to be nice. Cool. Got it.
All right, anyway. Thank you.
No worries.
That was perfect.